Greetings and salutations. This is Pretentious Internet Theater, the only podcast too late to be put on during the year 2008. I am your host, Andrew Cook. The great Walt Disney once said, "I only hope we don't lose sight of one thing, that it was all started by a mouse." It is with that pioneer spirit that Pretentious Internet Theater, for its debut episode, brings to you a tale of man's struggle to raise his family and to have one-on-one combat with a rodent. Tonight, we present Vegeta vs. Pikachu, story written by Anime Fan 18.0 that can be found on fanfiction.net. Enjoy. Anime Fan 18.0 presents a Dragon Ball Z Pokemon crossover humor fic, hosted on fanfiction.net. Vegeta vs. Pikachu. Disclaimer: I don't own Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, or any other characters from either series. I just decided to put them together for the sake of being funny. Author's note. Okay, I've had this idea in my head for a while, and my muse decided to give me a big bite in the ear. Blasted muse. It seemed to me that DBZ fans don't like Pikachu. Just go to show I decided that I should write a fic, to see what would happen if Vegeta and Pikachu went at it. Enjoy! Ah, this is great! Trunks shouted. He had coaxed his dad into taking him to an amusement park, and was currently having the time of his life on a roller coaster. Vegeta was not. All he could think about was how he refused to throw up. "Does this thing stop?" Vegeta asked. "It is driving me crazy." After he said this, the coaster made a sharp turn to the right. "Ah, to heck with this!" Vegeta then turned SSJ2 and blew up the coaster. Thank the Lord, no one was on that roller coaster. "Ah!" Trunks screamed, just a little scared. "Dad, did you have to blow up the roller coaster?" "Maybe," Vegeta replied, a mischievous grin on his face. After saying this, the both landed on the ground, after, of course, floating in the air, and Vegeta turned back to normal. "Let's go. I've wasted enough time here." "Next time we're going to go on the Ferris wheel," Trunks grumbled to himself. "Wasn't that fun, Dad?" Trunks asked. Now they were flying back home. Of course, after Trunks had convinced Vegeta to buy him ice cream. "Which part?" Vegeta asked sarcastically. "The part where I was about to vomit? Or the part where I was bored out of my wits by those annoying goofballs in costumes? Then again, I did get to wail on one." Flashback. Vegeta was walking through the park with Trunks, pointing at every ride possible. "I want to go in the Heart Pounder. No, I want to go in the Vortex Maximus. No, wait!" At that point, a guy in a Pikachu costume came up to him. "Pika Pika," the suited man said unconvincingly. It was a homemade costume that the person had wanted to wear for some reason, even though the park had no traces of Pokemon. Vegeta said. He absolutely hated that thing. Ever since Trunks started watching that show, it was all he talked about. "Cool!" Trunks exclaimed. "You made that?" "Stay back, Trunks," Vegeta said. "He has dork cooties." The man took offense to this. Therefore, he leaned into Vegeta's ear. "Hey, look, pal," the man whispered. "I'm just trying to entertain the kid." "Do you work at this park?" Vegeta asked. No. "Then did I ask you to do anything?" "Well, no." "Then don't you think you should buzz off?" After he said this, Vegeta gave him his scariest scowl. This absolutely terrified the man. "Let me answer for you." Vegeta jumped back, put his hands palm up, and then shouted, "Big Bang Attack! Bam!" The energy ball made a direct hit, and set the Pokemon want to be packing. Vegeta smirked, satisfied. End flashback. "Yeah, real funny," Trunks replied, also recalling the event, although not enjoying the incident as much as his father did. "Did you really have to do that?" Vegeta smirked. And this was all the answer Trunks needed. Suddenly, a wormhole opened up above them. Sensing it, both father and son stopped to stare. "What the?" they both yelled. Suddenly, a tiny, yellow, furry animal fell out. Bam! "Yow!" Vegeta said, caught way off guard. Then he watched the thing fall to Earth. "I'll get it!" Trunks shouted, zooming down to catch the thing. "Hey, where do you think you're going?" Vegeta shouted. Sigh, I better follow him. With that, he followed his son down to Earth. "Wow! Cool!" Trunks exclaimed. Vegeta, however, was not pleased. The furry object that had hit him in the head was a Pikachu. "Hey, Dad, do you see it?" "Yeah, I see it," Vegeta grumbled. "First that wacko at the amusement park. Now this!" A big, fat, ugly, smelly, weak, good-for-nothing Pikachu. "Pika, Pika, where am I?" Pikachu had suddenly awakened. "Shoo Pika? Who's that ugly, pointy-headed freak?" Pikachu was staring at Vegeta. "What are you looking at, you ugly little rat?" Vegeta asked cruelly. "Pika? What?" Pikachu screeched, baring his fangs. Hey, it may be little, but he wasn't going to take that from some obnoxious person. Pikachu! Pikachu fired off a Thunderball attack at Vegeta. And let's just say Vegeta was a little shocked. XD! Yeah! Vegeta yelled, sparks coming off his body. "Why, you little bast—" "Dad!" Trunks yelled. "You know what Mom says about swearing." "Do I honestly give a care?" Vegeta asked. "This little pipsqueak ain't gonna get the best of me." Pikachu just stuck out his tongue. "Chew, Pika Pika. Chew, chew. You don't have the guts, Thumbelina." Pikachu retorted, a little sly sounding at the end of his sentence. Vegeta had to guess what the rodent said. "What was that?" "I'm going to obliterate you!" Pikachu yawned. "Crash!" Vegeta fell over anime style. Pikachu and Trunks laughed. "That does it!" Vegeta yelled at no one in particular. "Big Bang Attack!" Again, for the second time that day, Vegeta fired his ultra-powerful energy, this time at a real Pikachu. A colossal explosion took place, and Pikachu went sky-high. "Pika!" Pikachu shouted as he went sailing. Then he landed with a thud, little swirls in his eyes. Then, quickly, he got back on his feet. "Pika! Pika!" "Okay, now I'm mad," Pikachu angrily said. "What's the matter? Run out of juice?" Vegeta taunted. Then Pikachu, in no more than 1/5 of a second, went from a distance of 7 yards to right in Vegeta's gut. "Cool!" Trunks shouted. "A quick attack! This is sweet!" "Hey, whose side are you on?" Vegeta yelled. Before Trunks could answer, Vegeta added, "And you better consider which side may never take you to an amusement park." And that decided it. Trunks was shutting up. "That's what I thought. Now if you'll excuse me for a second." Pikachu, who was still on Vegeta trying to push him down, received a crippling blow from Vegeta's best friend, Mr. Fist. Swoosh! Pikachu had suddenly become about as fast as a rocket. Rather slow for him. Nonetheless, that punch hurt. Worse than any ground-type attack, that's for certain. As Pikachu got back on his feet, Vegeta came rushing in so fast that once he got close enough, he disappeared. "Pika? What the crud?" Pikachu said, and as quickly as he disappeared, he reappeared to give Pikachu a powerful uppercut. Up, and up he went. When, in another show of speed, Vegeta flew into the sky, high enough to slam Pikachu down to the dirt. Bam! A crater about a mile long and deep appeared. Vegeta landed at the edge of the crater, facing the opposite way. Big mistake. Ha! Did you see that, Trunks? I've defeated that little weakling, for I am the strongest. Pikachu, who was back on his feet, spotted him and decided to sneak up on him. Dad? Trunks said. Not now, Vegeta insisted. In a moment. Oh, well, Trunks thought. I am the greatest, Vegeta continued. Pikachu was closer now. And the most powerful being in the universe. Pikachu was now right under him. And I'm much more handsome than that Pikachu. At that moment, Pikachu jumped up and bit Vegeta in the butt. For a moment, Vegeta just stood there. Then, as his face turned blue, A sweat drop appeared. Finally, he screamed, in a loud and most unmanly manner. I swear the man jumped 90 feet high without using his flying ability. Pikachu! Pika, Pika! Guess what? Cute kicks butt. Then, after Vegeta returned to Earth, his tail started to glow. Then Pikachu rushed up to give Vegeta a whopping Iron Tail attack, right where no man, or Saiyan, wants to receive an attack. Now, with Vegeta's sweat drop doubling in size, he attempted to suppress a girly scream. Pikachu then, when Vegeta looked like he was going to explode, released a thunderbolt upon him. Choo! Yow! Vegeta screeched, in a very girly voice, giving the full treatment. Then, when Pikachu stopped, it stared at Vegeta for a second, then rolled around in laughter. Pikachu laughed. What? Vegeta asked. Is so darn funny. Huh? Giggle. Your hair, giggle, is on... Trunks was trying his best not to bust out laughing himself. Is what? Vegeta asked, a red vein floating by his head. Is on fire! Trunks couldn't hold it in anymore, and he busted into laughter. Vegeta's sweat drop returned. Suddenly, he smelled smoke and went, Ah! My hair is on fire! My hair is on fire! Then, after running back and forth for a minute or so, he rolled on the ground to put it out. Good thing Saiyan hair was stronger than normal hair, or he would have been bald. His hair was smoldering, however. Dad, give it a rest, Trunks said. I want to go home. Fine, let's go home, Vegeta agreed. With Pikachu, Trunks insisted. Vegeta glared an evil glare, and his eyes narrowed horrifyingly. But please, Trunks asked, uneasy. Trunks gave Vegeta his puppy eye stare. Pika? Yeah, please, Pikachu asked, also giving him a puppy eye stare. What? After what that little rat has done? No way, and I repeat, no way! But Vegeta definitely didn't like that idea. The duo continued the stairs until Vegeta said, Fine. Maybe Bulma can find a way to send that rat back where he belongs, and explain how he got here in the first place. Yay! Trunks shouted, grabbing Pikachu by the paws and doing a little dance. Thanks, Dad! Vegeta grunted. Let's just go home. With that, Trunks grabbed Pikachu by the stomach, and he and Vegeta once again flew off. Author's note. Yay! My story is done. Please R&R. Also, if you want me to continue this, please tell me in your review. I know this is meant to be a one-shot, but if you want more, well, I've got it. Also, I know that bowls are best reserved for titles. One of my reviews and another story of mine had drilled that into my head. But I couldn't think of a better or funnier way to further emphasize Vegeta's words. Flame me about that if you want, but don't say I didn't have a good reason. Anyway, please review, even if you're anonymous. And remember to tell me you want me to continue this. Anime Fan 18.0 presents a Dragon Ball Z Pokemon crossover humor fic, hosted on fanfiction.net, Vegeta vs. Pikachu, Chapter 2! Disclaimer. I don't own Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, or any other characters from either series. I just decided to put them together for the sake of being funny. Author's note. Okay, due to popular demand, I have decided to continue my story. Please note I won't be using the bold anymore for character dialogue. I, however, will use it for an action word, such as pow, bang, kabam, etc. Let round 2 begin. Ding ding! Hi, Mom, Trunks called out. They had arrived at Capsule Corp, where Bulma was currently tending the garden under the massive tree dome. Rather the perfect place to show Bulma their new, yellow, and furry guest. Guess what we found? Oh, hello, Trunks, Bulma said after looking up, a water pail in her hand as she was watering a tiger lily. What did you find? A new Super Fighters Extreme game? In the back of her mind, she hoped not. Even with Vegeta's constant training, Trunks was very spoiled. His father would buy him anything as long as he'd either A, train with him, or B, stop whining. Trunks grinned. Well, yeah, that. But guess what else we found? Bulma went blank until she heard a noise. Pika Pika! Suddenly, Bulma noticed the yellow, furry lump in Trunks' arms. As she stared in its eyes, she noticed something familiar until... Ah! What the... Just how did you get a Pikachu? I thought it was just a cartoon character. Apparently not, Vegeta said, just coming from behind the corner. Bulma immediately noticed a few things about her husband. First was that he had a bunch of dirt on him. Second was his hair smoldering. Then she saw the "leave me alone, I'm very ticked off" look on his face. Finally, she saw his posture wasn't quite as it should be. His back was slacked instead of straight. His eyes were off somewhere else, as if in deep thought and not focused on what was going on now. She finally noticed him occasionally looking over at Trunks and Pikachu with contempt. Then his eyes, narrowing for a second. Then it clicked. Oh my gosh! Did you actually fight that Pikachu and lose? Bulma asked, doing her best to suppress a laugh. Well, you see, Vegeta said, trying to find an explanation that wouldn't cost him his pride. Unfortunately for him, his son was oblivious to this and said, "Yeah, it was awesome! Dad came at him like, 'I'm going to get you, rat,' and Pikachu was like, 'Pikachu!' and it went zap, and Dad went, 'Yow!' and at this point he noticed his dad's eyes peeling into his head like lasers, and said, 'Well, I think Dad had a bad day.' 'Hey guys, what's shakin'?' rang a voice from the door to the greenhouse dome. 'I've got the gardening supplies you wanted, Bulma.' 'Oh, just fine, Krillin, and thanks,' replied Bulma as she took the gardening supplies from Krillin. 'Guess what happened?' 'Let me guess,' Krillin started. 'Vegeta broke Mr. Tinkles, the teddy bear?' 'Hey, Mr. Tinkles is a ferocious grizzly bear, not some weak teddy bear,' Vegeta argued indignantly. 'Whatever, man,' Krillin replied. Vegeta scowled. Then Krillin decided it was best for his health to change the subject. Then he spotted what Trunks had in his hands. 'Hey, isn't that a...' Krillin stared for a few moments at it before his brain clicked. 'What the... How in the world did a Pikachu get here?' 'It fell out of the sky, from a wormhole, and it beat up the...' Vegeta gave Trunks a death stare, and trust me, if it was a real attack, Trunks would have been nothing but atoms by now. Too late, though. Krillin heard enough to know what happened. At first, he tried to suppress it. And then he started giggling, and then finally fell right on the ground, rolling around in shrieks of laughter. Oh my giggle lord! He got beat up by some weak, giggle, fat, giggle, yellow rodent. Pika, Pika! Excuse me, Pikachu declared. Pikachu! Zap! Remember how I said Vegeta previously got the full treatment? Well, I stand corrected. Yow! Cried Krillin in the most girly tone you'd ever hear from a man, electricity dancing everywhere on his body. Vegeta said with a smirk. Perhaps you're good for something after all? At this, everyone laughed, except for Krillin, who was too crispy to say anything. As for Pikachu, he just grinned and said, Pikachu. Later, Bulma called everyone up to tell them about Vegeta's battle royale with Pikachu, much to Vegeta's disliking, and asked them to come over to see Pikachu, even more to Vegeta's disliking. When they had all arrived, they decided to interrogate Vegeta about what happened. When he wouldn't answer, Bulma did and told them everything. Hey, Vegeta, guess you're not quite as in shape as you used to be, blurted Goku. He was the last person Vegeta wanted there, let alone talking to him. Were you an SSJ1 or 2? Neither, Vegeta yelled back. I told you 98 times I wasn't a Super Saiyan when I fought Pikachu. Didn't have to yell, Goku grumbled. Wow, Goten yelled. A real Pikachu. You are so lucky, Trunks. Trunks lightly chuckled. I wonder how powerful it is, Gohan wondered aloud. Powerful enough to beat Vegeta, snickered Krillin. Hey, don't forget it zapped you too, shorty, Vegeta retorted. Bulma, just why did you have them come over here? Did you just have to call everyone? Even the Namekian is here! Gohan came and told me, Piccolo said, not a shred of emotion in his voice. That's not the point! Vegeta cried. Well, it's not our fault you got your butt kicked by a furry, yellow rodent pointed out Chi-Chi. Pika, Pika. Yeah, so be quiet, wimpy boy, Pikachu said. Ugh! That is it! Cried Vegeta. Get out! Everyone left very, very quickly. Vegeta panted out of breath from screaming so much. Did you have to do that? Bulma asked. I don't know. Did you have to tell everybody Pikachu beat me? Vegeta asked. Yes, Bulma returned, grinning. Ugh, Vegeta groaned. Why do I waste my time with you, woman? Then Vegeta's, Pikachu's, and Trunks' stomachs growled. Anime sweat drops appeared simultaneously. Guess you boys are hungry, Bulma said. Wait, how do we know the rodent's a boy? Vegeta asked. Well, Trunks said. Vegeta's eyes went wide. Oh no! No, 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 and no! Vegeta shouted. Pikachu was looking at them with a disturbed face. Pikachu, Pika. Can we change the subject? Pikachu asked. Pikachu, Pichu, Pikachu, Pika. I'm male, and besides, I just want to eat. I just want to eat, Trunks.